So animating the cameras in Cinema 14 can be a very easy or a very time-consuming process. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to create 3 text splines here. And the first one is going to be the word cameras. We're going to command or control click and drag to create a second one. Let me just rename that. We'll say this is the word R. And command and control drag again. And we'll put in fun. All right. So now I'm going to come up to the top view. I'm going to pull these out in different points in 3D space. So cameras, I'm going to leave where it is. R. Let's take this over here. Move back like that. Word fun. We'll take it way back here. Something like that. Let's go back to our perspective view. And these aren't nearly far enough apart. Take this way over here. Pick it up a little bit. Word fun. Go like this. Pull it way back here. Maybe pick it up a little bit. So now let me come over to the word cameras. Let me O on the keyboard to frame that up. And I'm going to get this exactly the way I want it for the start of the animation. I'm going to drop a camera in the scene. Click on this little black dot to look through that camera. And I'm going to come over to the coordinate tab. And I am going to create a position keyframe by command or control clicking on these. And you can see that now I have my keyframe right here. I'm going to take this over to 10 because I want 0 to 10. I want the camera to stay still. So we're looking at this. And then at about 30, I want to come to the word R. So I'm going to click that, hit O on the keyboard. And I want to sort of get this framed up the way I want it. Let's say that that's what I want. So now I'm going to come back to the camera. I'm going to control or command click to set another keyframe at 30. So now we have that going on, and you can see it's already kind of getting messed up. So I'm going to take this word fun and just move it over and up a little more. So now I want to go to the word fun. So I'm going to click fun, O on the keyboard. Let's pull this back a little bit. Maybe move it over here. And just get it framed up the way we want it. Now we come back to the camera. And we're going to put down another keyframe, but we want to do that at 50. So I should have gone to 50 first. And now let me go to fun. O on the keyboard to frame that. We'll say that's good. So now we want to put down another keyframe here. Okay. Actually, we put the keyframe down on the word fun. We need to put the keyframe down on the camera. So there's another example of how you can get this thing messed up pretty quick. So now we have an animation that is trying to go from cameras are fun. Let me just show you what that looks like in the top view. So there's our camera path. You can see how it's moving along. Now, obviously, the camera is not rotating, pointing in the same direction the whole time. We can't have that. So from here, we would probably go in and try and create some rotation keyframes. So I'll set a keyframe here at 10. And then right here, we probably are going to want to move our heading a little bit. Adjust that to something like this. And then we'd want to put a keyframe down here at 30. And then we'll move over here to fun. And at 50, again, we'll adjust the heading to sort of get that in frame and put a keyframe down. So now we have something like that. And it's still not right. We are still going to need to play around with a whole bunch of things in the F curves, and it can become very tedious. And this is basically a pretty simple animation. Okay? So in R14, there is an easier way to do this. So I'm going to get rid of this camera. And I'm going to frame up the word cameras the way I want. I'm going to put a camera in here. Call this cameras cam. All right. So that's good. Now I'm going to come over to the word R, O on the keyboard to frame that. And I'm going to get this framed up the way I want it. Say that that's good. And I'm going to put another camera in the scene. We'll call this R cam. And now we're going to come over to the word fun. Hit O on the keyboard. Sort of get this framed up. There we go. And we'll do something like that. And now we'll put another camera in the scene. And we'll call this fun cam. Okay, so right now we have the cameras cam. We have the R cam. And then we have the fun cam. So what we can do now is we can select these three cameras. We can come over to create camera morph. And now you'll see that we have this little rig created, a camera morph setup rig. Now, if you look down here in your attribute manager, you can see that all of our cameras are in this list. And what we need to do now is click on the morph camera to enable this. And now all we have to do is control the blend. So if we take the blend and go through this, you can see that we have a perfect animation. So I'm going to come here to 0, the control or command click. And then I'm going to come over here to say 90. I'm going to take this all the way down. And I'm going to command or control click again. Let's go back to the front. And you can see how that works. Let's go up to the top view. And you can see what it's done. It sort of created a spline between the three cameras, and it's just running along that spline perfectly. Let's go back into the perspective view. Now you do have some other parameters, the interpolation method. So you have soft 1. You can do linear. It's going to be harder. And let's actually go up here. Maybe you can see a little better. So linear is just going just straight points. Here is soft 1. You can see how this path has changed. And you can click on soft 2, which is just a variation. Okay. Now, if you click on stabilize, your angle of view on the camera's tilt will always be at 0. But for this demonstration, we don't need to mess with that. Okay, so cameras in Cinema 4D can be complicated, but with the new camera morph in version 14, it's really taken all the guesswork out of it.